Hey, let's talk about the rules of EMS. Rule number 1, leave people better off. It used to be don't kill people, but it's actually really hard for paramedics and EMTs to kill people. So mostly what we're talking about is do a good job in a medical sense. Rule number 2 is always look cool. And rule number 3, safety third. Safety third's funny to me. So rule number 1, rule number 2, and rule number 3 are the foundational rules at EMS. We got some more coming up on some more shorts ahead of you. So look forward to seeing you. This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Remember, look cool. I'm Angry Bill. This is Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Let's talk about EMS rule number 4. EMS rule number 4 is there's never a never and never an always. So when I say always look cool in EMS rule 2, I'm oversimplifying. Anytime someone uses the word never or always, they're oversimplifying. This is medicine. There's gray areas. There's slightly different ways to do things. On either end, there is a black and white area where it's wrong or right, but there's a lot of overlap right in the middle with a lot of rules and stuff like that. So in medicine, it's hard to find a rule that applies never this or always that. There's never a never and never an always. This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Until next time, enjoy the gray. It's Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. This is EMS rule number 5. You ready? EMS rule number 5 is, don't you be taking those shoes off. There ain't nothing underneath those shoes that's life-threatening. You could have a bullet hole in the top of your foot and like smoke curling out of it. And as long as blood ain't flowing out, trust me, that's maybe going too far. That's maybe an exaggeration. But the stuff I've seen under shoes and socks, you don't even know. Oh my Lord, dude, the toenails, the funk, the infections, the smells, the cheese. I'm going to be bothered by this all day long. You don't need to be taking no shoes off. This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Until next time, stay safe. Hey, it's Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. It's time for EMS Rule 6. EMS Rule 6 is, if it felt good to say, it shouldn't have been. Anytime you say something and feel like clapping your thighs or doing the fake imaginary mic drop or something like that, probably shouldn't have said that. Whether you're talking to patients, bystanders, partners, bosses, especially nurses, if it felt good to say, you probably shouldn't have said it. I'm Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom, and this is EMS rule number, I don't know what it is, I forget, rule number 7. EMS rule number 7 comes from Dr. Christopher Caldwell. He used to be at Denver Health ER and be the medical director for the Denver Health Paramedic Division. I think he's since moved on to San Francisco General Hospital. One of the things he told me that stuck with me really strongly is do what you'd be proud to defend. Do what you'd be proud to defend helps clear up a lot of the processes about following protocols that make no sense for this patient at this time, or a lot of the quandaries of EMS are cleared up when you do what you would be proud to defend. Until next time, this is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Be proud. Hey, I'm Angry Bill. This is Pre-Hospital Wisdom. I want to talk to you about another EMS rule. I think it's up to number 8 now. The numbers aren't all that important anymore. This is EMS rule number 8. This involves trauma shears and cutting. So 3 things you don't want to cut. Number 1 is down. It'll be like a chicken exploded in the back of your ride. Number 2 is bullet holes or stab wounds in clothing. Those aren't perforations for you to connect the dots. That's evidence, so don't cut through holes. And number 3 comes up from time to time. It's not worth the hassle to cut motorcycle colors. So don't do that either. Beyond that, do a good secondary. Like, we know the importance of that. So do what you got to do. This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Until next time, keep your shears. Hey, I'm Angry Bill. This is Pre-Hospital Wisdom with another EMS rule. As a general rule, doctors and nurses that feel the need to announce their educational status and licensure status on the scene of my call, I'm a nurse, are not always the ones I especially need help from.
So the best doctors and nurses that I would appreciate help from are like the ER attendings and physicians that I work with. And I think for the most part, they realize that a lot of their strength and power comes not necessarily from their didactic knowledge or their decision making, but from the tools they have when they're at work. And away from that, it's completely different. Once I was working in a rest at an airport concourse, trying not to kneel and vomit as I was going to get a tube, and a random stranger walked up to me and told me that they're an anesthesiologist and I should hand them my laryngoscope. I impolitely told him that I would decline that offer. Come to find out, he's not even a physician. He was applying to nurse anesthetist school. So unless you got a white coat and the headband with the circle on it, no, I'm not giving up my laryngoscope. But even in more simple things, just syncopes in a restaurant or chest pain on an airplane, I've had physicians that I know, like, respect, and work with who are trying to minimize that kind of contact. Bill, I'm glad you're here. This patient has chest pain. Sir, you're in good hands, and peace out. That's kind of the way I like it, right? And don't get me wrong, I have seen ER physicians that have done amazing work at car crash scenes as I'm arriving there. Like, I know a story of one that was putting traction into a obvious midshaft femur using like some kind of contraption involving shoelaces and stuff. That's phenomenal, but that's not usually what I see. What's your experience with doctors and nurses on scene of calls? This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Until next time, stay safe. Hey, I'm Angry Bill. This is Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Let's talk about another EMS rule. This one comes from Theo Vaughn. He's a comedian and podcaster. He was talking about this concept, and I was like, this is actually a perfect EMS rule. What this one holds is that when you ride the bus stuff gonna happen. So what he's talking about is like at bus stations and stuff like that. He talks about lost people becoming found and adults drinking Pedialyte during the day and all kinds of stuff like that. For me, what that's talking about is this vehicle that I'm in right now. The cultures I've always worked in call this a bus. I understand some places call it a rig or a truck or a rescue or whatever you want to call it. Every place I've ever worked, this is the bus. Let's go get in the bus. Let's take the bus down to whatever. This is the bus. And so when you're on the bus stuff gonna happen. So you got to be prepared. You got to never be not ready. Never not ready. This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. See ya.
I'm Angry Bill. This is Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Let's go with another EMS rule. I think we're up to EMS Rule 11, if I'm not mistaken. EMS Rule 11 holds that more people on your scene is not often better. Sure, you need enough people on your scene to do your job. It sometimes feels comforting to add more people. It kind of feels like it diffuses responsibility. More importantly, what it does is it diffuses authority. And the more people on my scene, the more people I have to keep an eye on, the more people that I have to get information from, and the more people that I have to assign work to. Because if you don't assign work to each person on your scene, they're going to find their own work. And it may not be congruent with what you need or what you want done or how you see the call going. Make sure you have enough people on scene. But when people start showing up uninvited, or when people start, when you start over requesting people, there's nothing worse than a bored paramedic on a decent scene. It's going to start finding work for themselves, and it may not be what you're looking for. This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Until next time, stay safe.
It's Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Let me introduce you to EMS rule number 12. It's been a while, so it's time to get back into the rules, I guess. EMS rule 12 is all trauma is earned. Now, granted, this does not apply. It's not true for infants. But beyond that, trauma is usually the result of choices, right? It is usually the result of hold my beer and watch this. It's usually the result of, hey, I think I'm good to drive home today. It is, hey, I can go to the bathroom without using my walker. It is, hey, I'm going to tell that guy with cauliflower ears what I think of him. All trauma is earned. It's the result of your choices. That doesn't mean that we get to ignore it or blow it off or treat people differently, but there's always a story about choices that go into trauma. This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Till next time, make good choices.